And we are live.
Welcome back to Checkpoint, brought to you by Strictly Casual, your number one show, rounding up all the hottest gaming news stories of the week and discussing all the relevant topics you need to know about. I'm one of your hosts, James Walmer, brought to you by the spiciest meatball in gaming news, Vincent DeSantis. Vincent, how are we doing today?
I'm doing amazing, James.
Great. Thank you to our audio listeners. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/strictlycasual. Please hit us with a rating on audio platforms and sub. It helps us out a lot. Literally any way you can engage with us on any platform is a huge help. Guys, what else we got going on the channel? We got an Obi-Wan reaction. Not reaction. We're not calling them reactions anymore. Obi-Wan discussion. Breakdown on the latest episode coming out later today. Is that when it's coming out? Or
It's
is
out.
it coming out later in the
The
week?
episode 5 one is
out.
Yeah.
It's already out. Great. We have discussion on Summer Games Fest activities from last week up on the channel. You can go look at those. We have stuff on Starfield, stuff on Persona, stuff on
Redfall.
You can check out the Redfall video if you want.
Silk
because no one else is. A Silk Song, all that good stuff. And there's more to come.
Yes.
So please, guys, this is a great, huge week for Strictly Casual and all the content we got going on. Today, we're talking about some review roundups. We're talking about a Todd Howard interview. We're talking about PlayStation Plus now that it's out. And we're talking about the Gran Turismo movie, among other things. Now, Vincent, now we have to go and talk about, we don't have to, we get to.
We get to.
How your week was. What have you been playing?
My week is great. My girlfriend's visiting right now, so it's been tons of fun. Went to the beach and stuff. So the game time's been pretty low, but we had a little bit of downtime last night, and so I jumped into some Elden Ring while she was working on some stuff, right? And dude, I made some big progress. I feel like just the Royal Capital has just been destroying me, and I finally, James, found the right path. I feel like I was redoing the same area over and over to try to find.
Did you go through the sewers yet?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if I went through all the sewers, but I did go through the sewers. I mean, dude, I beat Fake Godfrey and Morgott last night. Like, it was...
Hell yeah.
I just felt so good after doing that.
Give him the 1-2 buckle my shoe.
I did.
Did you get through the door?
No, because you have to go to a certain area. No, you have to go to a different area to then unlock the door, I found out.
I see.
And so I just got to the mountaintops. Like, I'm in. And it's all smoky, bro. Like, you can't see anything. I'm like, I don't want to be in here.
Shit.
This isn't fun.
Shit.
Yeah. Oh, but oh my God. Maybe my favorite dialogue I've had in the game yet, James, is when you get to the mountaintop, to the first side of Grace, you go through the smoky thing, you go through this long bridge that's super narrow, and the guy's shooting at you with the giant bow, and you're like, I don't know, I'm going to do this. Anyways, you get to the first side of Grace, and there's the samurai guy with the hat, you know?
Yeah.
And he gives you this whole dialogue that says, basically, you have to sacrifice, what's her name? What's the girl that you're with, the maiden? Her name is, I always forget.
It starts with an M, right?
Yeah, it says call on M when you at the sides of Grace or whatever. You're gonna have to sacrifice her if you want to become an Elden Lord, or you could sacrifice yourself and burn everything to the ground, something like this. And I'm like, oh my God! And I listen to that dialogue over and over and over again. And you keep clicking to talk, and he has more stuff to say, and it's the best. Yep. It's the best voice lines in the game yet, like by far.
So here's a question, Vin.
What am I gonna do?
What are you gonna do,
dude?
Because this changes the direction of the game.
I really don't know. I really don't know what I'm going to do.
You have to actively choose and go and do the steps to
do either
be
or.
Consumed to do either or. So you have to make a decision and say oh, I need to do.
I don't think it would be very Iron Lord of me to sacrifice the girl.
I don't think so either. You mean Elden Lord?
What I say, Iron Lord? Damn it.
Iron Lord.
That's Iron Banner, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm probably not going to sacrifice her. My character's kind of a thumb. I'll probably die. That's fine. That's fine. I'm kind of building up to it. But okay, so I played a bunch of that last night, which was awesome. I'm level 106 or something now, dude. Like absolutely just power grinding right now. I'm just feeling great. I feel like I'm cruising. I feel like I'm making moves. At the beginning of the game, you'd spend 20 hours. I feel like I'm just inching. And now I feel like I'm cruising along, which feels good. Feels really good.
Yep.
So that's been great. And then I also played the Hellsinger demo 5 times this week. 5 times.
Whoa.
I think it is
love it.
Awesome, James. It's like Guitar Hero Doom. It's awesome. There's little it's like Dance Dance Revolution. The arrows come in at the sides and you have to shoot on time, gotta reload on time, you gotta jump on time. It's awesome. I highly recommend playing the demo. It only takes 20 minutes to play all the way through. It's so fun.
See, here's a game that I think does that, and it might be better
Sure.
for me in terms of my own experience and just what I like out of games.
Yeah.
But have you ever played Pistol Whip?
No, I've never played Pistol Whip.
It's a VR game. I
Okay.
played it on my buddy's Quest,
Yeah.
and it's essentially the same thing. Is you're standing and it's an on rails shooter, and enemies like
Oh.
come out of like the environment and stuff like that,
And
and you shoot them on beat and you like dodge. Yeah,
that's probably better because it's difficult to like jump and dodge and shoot and stuff in this game where I feel like
yeah.
doing that makes me then mess up the beat. Then the multiplayer goes down. When the multiplayer goes down, the music goes down. So like it starts with just like a guitar,
Mm,
like a beat, and then as you do better, it goes like bigger and bigger. The full, if
mm-hmm.
you get the whole multiplier, there's the screamo, the drums, like everything. Every time you like hit a good shot or like a finishing kill, there's like a drum roll going on. It's
Super cool.
awesome. So I
Super
mean,
cool.
definitely check out the demo. It's free. It's not very long. You can calibrate it to your headphones and stuff for certain latency
Oh, sick.
delays, like
Yeah,
just in case your
sick.
headphones have a little more latency then so that you still click on time.
Hmm.
Great experience. And it's coming out for 30
Cool.
bucks like next month or something like that. I could really see myself picking it up. I really,
Is it
really
only
could.
available on PC?
No, it's on. I got it on my PS5.
Oh shit.
And
Okay.
it works great on PS5. The haptic feedback is
Yeah.
also great on PS5.
Super cool.
Yeah. So I mean, definitely check it out. Literally, I recommend it to anybody, even if you have no desire to do a rhythm-based game. It is fun.
Mhm.
It's fun. Yeah. So that's all.
Awesome.
That's all I played. That's it.
Great. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a life update to share with you. So, if you've been watching the show for a while, you might notice, or maybe you might not have. Sometimes I have to point this out to people. I have a crooked nose. I'm looking straight at the camera right now, and you can see that it veers off to the left side. Now, what that means is that I have a broken nose
Sure.
/ a deviated septum.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the nose doctor. I went to my primary care doctor and I said, "Hey, I think I have a deviated septum." He goes, "Okay, why do you think you have a deviated septum?" I said, "Dude, I can't breathe." And then I took my mask off and he looked at it and he said, "Oh, you do have a deviated septum."
Yeah.
And so he sent me to a specialist. Well, the specialist, he said, and I quote, "Your nose is fucked up." He said, "I don't know how you've been living 20 years
Yeah.
or however many years with this broken nose."
Yeah.
He says, "This is above my pay grade. You're going to have to find a super
A
expert to
specialist.
fix your nose. Like, you're gonna have to find some." He told us me in multiple. He goes, "It's an art
Yeah.
to do a nose like yours." He said, "You need someone to look at
This is
you in the eye
incredible.
and say, this is not gonna be easy. I can't promise you perfection, but I'm gonna do my best."
Wow.
He said, you can't have someone come up to you and say, "Oh yeah, no problem,"
Yeah.
because the reality is
It's a problem.
your nose
Oh.
is super difficult. He's like,
Uh-huh.
what you got going on is, and he's getting excited about it
Yeah.
as he's like talking about it to me, and he's like, "This is super interesting to people like us, so you need to get someone who's like excited to do your
Sure.
nose,
Yeah.
who's like, who will be very straightforward with you." But so today I had my CAT scan.
I got a
It's
question.
called a landmark. Okay.
I got a question about this. One of all. First of all, James,
Yeah.
you're gonna be absolutely unstoppable. You're gonna be absolutely unstoppable after the surgery. Okay, that's how it's
I
gonna go.
these bitches never stood a chance.
Never stood a chance after this. But the thing is, do they promise? Like, can they promise it's gonna be like better? Like, not that it's terrible now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, if it's not pointed out, like I'm not noticing it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like after the surgery, can they promise it'll be better than it is now, or like straighter than it is now? That kind of thing. This is a long pause.
No.
They can't promise.
No, because he said,
Okay.
he was talking about UW. You know, I live in Washington. He said,
Yeah.
at UW, I've seen some people come out of there and question whether or not they let them leave. He's like, "I don't know how you let them leave the clinic looking like this."
Oh my, that is terrifying.
He said, "I've seen some botched jobs." He said, "You really need to find someone who knows what they're doing."
Okay. Yeah. Search is on.
The search is on.
How-
He says, "I moved here from Arizona. I don't know anyone in the area. There's one woman in the area who has a great pedigree,
Sure.
who
Sure.
looks like she would know what she's doing,
Yeah.
but I've never seen her work."
So what's your process? Are you gonna start window shopping here, like cold calling? Like, hey, my nose is messed up. I'm gonna need a little. Like, I'm gonna need something.
I'm gonna check out the woman that my doctor referred me to.
Yeah.
But he said if you go to New York for grad school,
Yeah.
then you're like a train ride away from like the best options in the country.
Yeah. That's
So he said
huge
that
too.
might be an option there too. You have Johns Hopkins, you have Harvard, maybe.
Also, consider this: your voice is going to change once this nose job's done.
That's what I thought too.
Like significantly, I think your voice will change
Yeah. Yeah.
because like when you talk, like you're breathing through mouth and nose, and if you can't breathe well out of your nose because of the deviated septum, that's gonna totally change how you sound.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna be a whole different person.
Dude, all new. Oh my
Our
god.
audio listeners are gonna be like, "Who the hell is this new guy
Yeah,
on the
who's
podcast?
this dude, bro?
Who's this dude?" So, it's like it should hopefully be done within the next month.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
awesome. What's the
yeah.
recovery like on that?
It's just 2 weeks. Take it easy.
That's not too bad. Could be
You know,
worse. You got to wear a whole head
he
thing?
like told me about the process. They
Yeah.
like have to cut open
Yeah.
right here at the bottom, and they like fold the skin up.
Yeah.
And so basically, like our audio listeners can't see this, but I'm gonna try and describe it as the best as I can. So the middle of the septum is standing straight up normally, and it's supported by kind of like these rib
Yeah.
type pieces of cartilage, and normally it's just straight. Mine is like caved,
Right.
so they have to stand it back up and set the little supports up as well, so
Yeah.
that it can keep it in place,
Right.
and then stitch it back up. But Vince, I've been playing a lot of games this week.
Tell me about it.
I tried to re-download Resident Evil 7, and if you saw my tweet, you would know that. So, as a result of the Capcom game show, they said Resident Evil 4, 2, and 3 are all getting next-gen upgrades with
Yes.
4K 60 frames per second.
Yes.
Unfortunately, this does not apply to the PlayStation Plus version of Resident Evil 7.
Ah, you have to own it. That's
You
a
have to
bummer.
own it.
That's a big bummer, actually.
I hate this.
Yeah.
This is the second time this has happened, and last time it happened, I gave up on it, and it came back and bit me in the ass. You know what game that was? That was Final Fantasy VII
Yes.
Remake.
Yes, you couldn't upgrade that for the thing.
I couldn't upgrade that, and for that, I will eternally despise Square Enix.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
In addition, I've been playing a lot of Apex as usual,
Mhm.
and then jumped into Elden Ring a little bit. I'm on the final boss,
Wow. Elden Beast.
Radagon, that
Oh,
goes
okay,
into the
okay.
Elden Beast fight right after.
Got it.
I'm at Radagon.
You're gonna
Great
beat
fight,
it.
super cool, but I haven't beat it.
You're getting close to this end game, James.
I'm really close to the end game.
Now, did
Pretty
you already
crazy.
create a save before this? Did you copy your save?
No, but I should.
So copy your save before this fight, because this will
Sure.
allow you to. Well, I don't
Get
know if it
multiple
locks you
endings.
out. Yeah, you can get all the endings. That way you don't have to play through.
Mhm.
In case you just want to see the other endings, and then the next playthrough you're not worried about which. Because that's what I'm gonna do. Because
Yeah.
I want to see all the endings and not have to play another 70 hours to get to the next ending, just to kind of see.
Yeah, good idea. In addition, I also jumped into a little game called Death Stranding this week.
Wow.
Yeah, I put like 6 hours into Death Stranding.
Wow. Director's cut or regular?
Director's cut.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
And Vincent,
Shut up.
this game
Shut up. Oh my
is
god.
blowing me away. It's the perfect downtime game where I'm so overstimulated by all. I'm playing Apex. I'm playing Elden Ring. These games that are super hyper focused on details and getting timing right. Where now I get to play a walking simulator where I get to enjoy that. There's these huge set pieces with this incredible music, and you're just walking. And for some people, for so many people, it's like, man, I don't fucking want that. I don't want a walking sim. But for me, I get to be a part of a story. I get to see these incredible cinematics with these actors who have these incredible performances, and I'm stepping into this world. For our audio listeners, Vincent's like tapping out. I don't know what's going on. He's like, fuck, man. He's like, fuck.
James,
Fuck.
I promised myself I would beat Elden Ring before starting Death Stranding, and I don't want to wait any longer.
I think it's a good break game.
I have a lot of break games going right now. I need to finish Elden Ring, dude, so I can play Death Stranding. I have to.
It's so good. Vincent, I think it's a perfect you and me game. Like it's all that sci-fi shit, like all the terminology, and you're like learning about the world and like how these like things work. In some ways it's very mysterious and vague, but you love it. You're like, holy fuck, I saw that person there and now they're here. I wonder what's going on with
Oh
this
my
dude? This
God.
dude's super
Okay.
mysterious.
All right.
You know what I mean? It's suspenseful, like, and just it's gorgeous.
Oh my
It's
God.
gorgeous, Vincent. These like here's what happened. This is what I said, holy shit. It's you're walking through to like you're doing kind of your first major mission.
Yeah.
And you're carrying
How long's the intro
this
cinematic? Are we talking like 45 minutes?
the prologue is probably like 30 minutes.
I love it. So
Prologue is 30 minutes. I'm on episode 2 right now.
there's 7
And
or
so you're
8
going
episodes or
through
something?
I don't remember.
Okay.
But you're going through and you're choosing your options of which route to go through. So I picked the mountain route, which was the hardest, but it was
Most
the
lucrative.
closest.
Oh, yeah.
Most lucrative. It was the
Sure.
fastest because time matters. And so, but like I was like, okay, this game's been out for a while. People have ladders and stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I used a rope, I used ladders to get up, and it was really no problem. And then I start my journey and I'm walking
I'm so
across these
happy.
rocks and
I'm
things.
so happy.
And the camera pulls back.
Oh.
The camera pulls back. And then you see, like, I love this. It's the title of the song and the artist.
Yeah.
And it like the soundtrack consumes the moment. And it plays through the whole song. It's not just like a 20-second
Yeah.
thing. It's like the entire song plays out as you're going through. If you can learn to love the journey in this game and not just worry about to get to the next thing, I think this is like one of the most incredible games ever. If it continues to be this good, maybe I'll get burnt out and I'm like, man, like I'm tired of doing this. But like for now, I am in love with it.
This is the best review you could have possibly given me. And I'm physically ill that I promised to wait on this game, and I might just start it earlier.
Just started earlier, Vin. You got the juices pumping. That's the best time to jump into a game is when you got the adrenaline pumping.
You're so
You got the
right.
hungry gamer go-go juice.
I got the hungry gamer go-go juice right now.
Yeah.
Right now. Damn it. Okay. Okay. All right. Maybe that's a Saturday thing. Maybe that's a Saturday exploration for me to start.
But the cast is great. The acting
I bet.
is so good.
I'm sure.
It's got Lea Seydoux.
Mads Mikkelsen, dude. I mean,
Mads Mikkelsen. It's got Guillermo del Toro.
Okay. Damn it. All right. Fine. It's done. I have it. I have the director's cut. Like I already own it. Like I'm just ready to go.
Wow, you own it. You got the
I bought the
Steelbook.
Steelbook PS4 version, and then it was $10 for the upgrade for the director's cut. I'm like, oh yeah, fine, deal, take that.
I love it. It's all the great like artsy sci-fi bullshit that you expect
God.
from a Kojima game.
It's amazing. I'm ready to go. Yeah. But James, we're 20 minutes into this podcast, and we're about to get started right now. That was an amazing discussion. Ah man, I could talk more about Death Stranding right now. But maybe next week when I've played some, then we can chat a little bit. But
I would love to.
Anyways, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge it was out today? ? Yes, Thursday. Yes. Yep, it's out today. So reviews came out a couple days ago, and really good reviews. Are you joking? Like it always looked good, but I really didn't expect it to like hit like this.
I knew it was gonna review well. I knew it. I had that feeling deep in my gut.
Gamer gives it a 4.5 out of 5. Press Start with a 9. Noisy Pixel 9. Game Informer 8.75 out of 10. Game Rant 4 out of 5. IGN 8. GameSpot 8. And this is a little review snippet from Richard Wakeling, who says, despite its brevity, however, this is still a tremendous labor of love that lives up to the legacy of the Turtles in Time and the brawlers that came before it. Combat is fast-paced and simple yet satisfying, while new features help modernize the action without tampering its 16-bit essence. Co-op is overly chaotic and could use some indicators to help you keep track of where you are, but playing with friends is still a blast. Rehashing a classic retro game is always a tough ask, but Shredder's Revenge avoids the obvious pitfalls and successfully brings about a revival of everyone's favorite mutant turtles. Pretty awesome. That sounds great.
Very cool.
And yeah,
I will not be picking this game up yet.
Me neither.
Just because I don't think I would personally enjoy a side scroller beat 'em up, especially by myself.
Yeah.
Right now.
Right.
But regardless, I'm really glad this game is doing well because I know there's so many people who are gonna love and absolutely play the shit out of this game.
Yeah. I mean, I would buy this on sale with someone. You know what I mean? To like play, do a couple play sessions. You know,
this would be a good PlayStation Plus game.
It would. We'll get into some PlayStation Plus stuff in a bit. I got a lot of thoughts about that and a lot of questions to ask you. I think it's gonna be a good video. Yeah. But yeah, Open Critics had an 87, Metacritic had an 84 for this as of yesterday. I did not update that this morning. Yeah, that's all.
Great.
That's all on Shredder's Revenge.
Do we want to talk about this Overwatch 2 roadmap, or do we want to go into Todd Howard interview?
We could, but if we do, they said they're going to do a new trailer at the end of that, and so if they do it, we could do a little separate video action, and I feel like that might be cool. But there's an Overwatch 2 event happening as of recording, if you're interested.
Yeah, with their roadmap through 2023.
Yeah, which is interesting. I like that they're planning on stuff.
Pretty interesting. Yeah, planning on a lot of stuff. Pretty ambitious, if you ask me.
Always is.
Because if we learn one thing from roadmaps is they don't always pull through with their roadmaps.
Yeah, you better slap a date on that because I'm going to be looking at the updated roadmap in a couple months for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm not pulling up that old JPEG and hoping for the best. It's just not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. I'm not saving that.
Nope.
Next up, we got Starfield, everything we learned in IGN's Todd Howard interview.
Yeah, so to kind of intro this, after the Starfield gameplay was shown at the Xbox conference, Todd Howard had a separate interview with IGN where he went into way more details and kind of answered a lot of questions that people had about the game, which I thought was interesting. Like, I think there are details here that we were just kind of guessing on, and he confirms and denies some things in this, and it's very interesting to talk about to me. I read it and I was like, dang, this is cool. This looks cool. Also, right now there's a deal going on where you can get a Series S for $250 and it comes with 24 months of Game Pass. It's $50 off.
That's a great deal.
Dude,
that's $50 off the sticker price plus a year of Game Pass is like what?
2 years of Game Pass. It's 24 months of Game Pass Ultimate. It's the highest tier.
How much is that normally?
$300. That usually is bundled with the Xbox Series S. They bundle 2 years of Game Pass.
Is that normal?
Ultimate.
Is that a normal thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
that's
so,
a great deal.
Especially if you sell your other Xbox controller, James, you could probably sell it for like $45, $50. Then you're getting it for $200, and it comes with a controller and 2 years of Game Pass for $200. What? And it's white.
Crazy, but I want a Series X.
I know. I know.
Crazy, but I'm a snob.
I'm gonna get the Series S. I'm pretty sure. Let's talk about it. This is why. Okay. Yeah, you go. Sorry.
Yep. If you're more familiar.
I was just going to do the intro thing, and then you could start off the first bullet point.
So let's do that.
In conversation with Ryan McCafferty, who I love Ryan McCafferty. Good dude. Great dude.
Ryan McCafferty's great. He's been working at IGN for a long time. Always solid. Howard followed up on a number of elements we learned about for the first time during the Starfield gameplay reveal at the Xbox Bethesda showcase last weekend. We have full news stories and quotes for every topic mentioned, but this is like the wrap-up article of all the main points. Here's a quick rundown of everything new that we learned. Well, bam. What's the first one? Todd Howard confirms Fallout 5 is coming after Elder Scrolls 6. He says, quote, yes, Elder Scrolls 6 is in pre-production, he said, and we're going to be doing Fallout 5 after that. So our slate's pretty full going forward for a while. We have some other projects that we look at from time to time as well.
I think Fallout 5 would be really far out. Like extremely far out.
Super far out.
If Elder Scrolls 6 is in pre-production, then Fallout 5 is coming out like 2 years after James graduates grad school. Like,
yeah,
maybe longer. James gonna have like maybe a child by the time Fallout 5 comes out.
Maybe. I don't want to think of it. Ben, you'd be more in line to have a child before me. You're the one in a relationship.
Hey, I don't know. You never know what can happen. You really never know.
I guess.
Just who knows? So yeah, that's pretty cool. We have confirmation Fallout 5 is in production or pre-production.
I'm glad. I love Fallout. I love the franchise.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't just kind of like drop it for Starfield.
Yes.
Entirely.
Starfield includes more handcrafted content than any Bethesda game, alongside its procedural galaxy. Todd Howard's announcement that the upcoming sci-fi RPG will include 1,000 fully explorable planets. Howard told us more about the game's approach to procedural generation, what it offers, and assured us that players can ignore them in favor of a huge amount of fully handcrafted content if they want to. So, there's going to be obviously the quests and stuff that bring you to certain planets that will have the handcrafted content, but anything else outside of that we can assume is procedurally generated, right? So that's my guess. I'm sure there is side content that's on some planets, but less handcrafted.
So you're saying that all the planets aren't handcrafted?
No. I know it's a fact. There's not all the planets are handcrafted.
Okay.
It's a bit of a No Man's Sky approach to some of the planets.
Okay.
But I'm assuming it'll be like, okay, let's say you have a quest, you have to get some of these materials from some planets, and there's probably so many options to get those materials. You can go to any planet, let's say. You could probably do it on the main big planets that are handcrafted, but you could just explore and find something on another planet or something like that. I'm sure that's kind of how it's going to work.
How do you have a number of planets that are procedurally generated? Do they stay consistent like every time for every one person's game? That's my
Yeah,
question.
my guess, obviously I don't know this for sure, is that there are 1,000 set planets. And they
Uh-huh.
have been procedurally generated and they're in everybody's game. So like I could go to a planet and you could go
Okay.
to a planet and they would be the same planet, but they didn't necessarily
Mm-hmm.
handcraft it. I'm sure they got a quality assurance check. You know what I mean?
I see. Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, oh, dude, imagine QA testing procedurally generated stuff. It doesn't.
Dude.
You have to make it
No.
unbreakable before it's generated.
Yeah.
They'd have to make a couple planets, have their QA like just go crazy on those planets, and then make those bounds for every planet just a little bit different.
Yep.
People are gonna break it. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to see that.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
They're gonna find some bunk ass planets.
Yep. And penis
Starfield's main
ships.
quest is about, what did you say?
And penis ships.
And penis ships. A lot of penis ships. Starfield's main quest is about 20% bigger than previous Bethesda games, around 30 to 40 hours long. However, Todd Howard, I assume. Oh, that's not however.
I know.
It's
I read it
Howard.
the same way too. Trust me. It was, yeah. Happens to the best of us.
Howard said the main story is longer than normal due to the sheer number of quests, saying, quote, "This one's ending up a little bit longer than our previous games. We may tune that some still. It's more quests, so it might be 20% more than our previous ones." It's great for me because normally the main quest runs a little short, in my opinion.
Which, and here's the thing 30 to 40 hours for this game sounds about perfect to me because if they were saying 50, 60, I'd be like, okay, that means I'm probably going to be burnt out on the game before it ends. And this game seems so big that if you're mainlining it, it takes like 30 to 40. There might be some wiggle room where I still feel like, oh, there's more worth playing. You know what I mean? I didn't want them to come out and be like, it's a 60+ hour story. I don't.
It's 100-hour experience.
Yeah, I assumed this is going to be bigger, and I know we always talk about, oh, we want shorter games, and
Yeah.
I think 30 to 40 hours sounds about right for this.
I think it's good for a game of this size and scope.
Because like, there's so much more area to cover, I think, with this. Whereas like Final Fantasy VII, my only complaint is that it was too long. It took me like 58 hours to complete the story, and it's not like you have a lot of free roaming to do in the game or anything. You know, it's not like, and
There's
that's
not a lot of side content.
I mean, there is, but you can complete it as you go. Like I did all the side missions as I went or whatever, and there's not that many. There's maybe 10-ish side quests. And that was not even close to the platinum trophy. You know what I mean? Like that's a whole extra playthrough on hard difficulty if I wanted to. So it's like I completed I finished the game, didn't complete the game in 60 hours.
Yeah.
Which is a lot.
That is a lot.
What's the next one?
Starfield has 4 main cities, and its New Atlantis is the biggest city Bethesda's ever made. Starfield will have 4 major cities for players to explore, including New Atlantis, which is the biggest that developer Bethesda has ever made. Howard said that the New Atlantis, capital city of the United Colonies, is not just the biggest in this game, but bigger than anything in Skyrim, Fallout 4, or any of the developers' previous games. Quote, "It has all the services you would expect, and you can work on your ship there. The factions touch that," Howard said. But that's also the headquarters for Constellation, which is the faction that you join as the last group of space explorers. Kind of this NASA meets Indiana Jones meets the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen group.
Let me ask you a couple questions about hub worlds, James.
Okay.
I think that I personally have found hub worlds annoying because of size. I don't want to take 10 minutes to walk to a station that I should be able to pull up in a menu or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But on the other side of that, I think the hub worlds are gorgeous because they spend so much time making them pretty and like, but there's no reason to explore them besides going to vendors. How do you?
Right. So what it becomes is you're not actually exploring. You're seeing a icon on your map, and you're walking in a direction and beelining it towards that.
Exactly. What I would like to see in this game is it's these okay, maybe there's an area with all the vendors and it's very easy to get to those vendors or whatever that I'm sure you're gonna have to do, you know?
That was how Skyrim was. It didn't have, so in Skyrim it had there was no icons for specific vendors. Like blacksmith didn't have an icon. It's just when you got to a city, you saw a bunch of the same generic like icon, and that is a person.
Got it.
So like you go to these different people, and there's all these different people in the city, and there's like people of interest.
Yeah.
But there's like you have to learn the cities to like know where you're trying to go.
Which is cool. I guess I'm just
Mhm.
looking for in this hub world. I'd like to talk to people that are not necessarily marked, that have important information or something like cool side quests or just a reason to look around. You know, I want a
Mhm.
reason to look around, not, oh my God, I can't find this, so I'm forced to look around for it.
Yes.
And by the biggest, if this is the biggest city they've ever made, and I'm assuming it's kind of like a hub world, I need a
I
reason.
need do what we need. We need more like guides and direction people. Like I want to go up to someone at enter a city and be like, "Where do I find this?"
Yeah,
And they're like, "Oh yeah, you want to like go, you'll see this, and then you have to take a left
that'd be
and
kind
then
of
go
cool.
like it's the fourth door on your right." So then it encourages you to interact with people in the world,
Hmm. Yeah,
and it encourages you to like look in your environments for specific things,
that'd
and
be
you can
cool.
notice other things along that, but you don't have to, it's without like, and I don't want that to say like put a quest marker to say like
No. Yeah.
you know what I mean? I don't want that to be a map marker. I want
Yeah.
them to kind of lean into the difficulty of, okay, like you actually have to listen to what these NPCs are saying.
Make it feel like you're in a restaurant in San Francisco where the bathroom is kind of far away, but somewhere in the restaurant, and you have to ask your waiter, "Hey, where's the bathroom?" And they're like, "It's gonna be at the end to the left, through the kitchen to the right." And then you go down this flight of stairs, and then it's down there. You know what I mean? Make it feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
Make it a little bit of an adventure,
Exactly.
just like that. Um, and then this is an interesting thing too. I don't know if it's a disappointment to me or not a disappointment, but Starfield does not let you fly seamlessly from space to planet.
I love this quote.
And Todd Howard said that's just really not that important. Okay. He says Todd Howard said that Starfield won't allow you to fly seamlessly from space to its 1,000 explorable planets, saying the feature is really not that important to the player to justify the engineering work involved. People have asked, can you fly the ship straight down to the planet? No. We decided early on in the project that the on surface is one reality, and when you're in space, it's another reality. Cool.
I'm interested then to see how like space travel works.
Yeah. I will say the immersion in No Man's Sky when you fly into a planet and it opens up and you choose like a spot to land and stuff is a very cool thing to me. Like, even though the planets are sometimes super lackluster, like that's a cool thing when you go down and you're like, oh, this would be a great place to like dock my ship. And then like, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they have a million other cool things that are on the same level of that, just in a different way.
And I'm sure they're figuring out a way to
Yeah.
make it engaging and immersive to so it doesn't feel super disconnected or anything.
Yeah. Dude, okay, so I know someone that's a Bethesda QA tester.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to get him on the podcast sometime. Obviously, he can't talk about Starfield or anything, but he'd have to like talk about something else. But I feel like that would just be fun, like to talk to someone that works in QA, just like what they have to do during the day. Like, what's a day to day
Yeah,
for them?
what that process is like, how much detail they're going into. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hit him up. That'd be sick.
Yeah, please do.
Oh, okay, yeah, I might.
Lastly, Starfield Space Combat is unique and inspired by FTL or Faster Than Light and MechWarrior. Todd Howard said Starfield features a unique take on space combat that was partly inspired by Faster Than Light and MechWarrior. And yes, you can steal ships that you board, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Howard said, quote, there's been a lot of space sims that we're fans of and space shooters from the 90s, but the team wanted Starfield to feel like something unique.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how they do that because it doesn't feel like there's a lot of options to make that. MechWarrior historically
Mm-hmm.
is super cumbersome. Like it's just a lot of shit going on. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of like things in your cockpit that you can interact with
Mm.
that all like do separate things. And I would kind of would like that. I haven't played Faster Than Light, but I would really like to.
Yeah.
But I would really like those more nitty gritty aspects of like of ship management and having to like maybe manage like power or
Yeah.
like shields or
Right.
stuff like that. I think that'd be really interesting.
It's interesting. It's super interesting. I don't know. Flying's gonna be very important to me. That like it has to feel good. It has to feel good.
Yeah.
I just can't help but think like when it says that you can steal ships that you board and stuff. Like I want to do this co-op so badly. I know it's not that kind of game. I know it's not at all. But like the idea that I'd be able to like, oh, you're flying around, I can jump in your ship and like you fly it and everything. I'm just kind of in your ship or whatever while we fly it, and we decide to like dock someone and like take it over. Like that just sounds so fun. I know it's not that kind of game, but if it was, damn, that'd be awesome.
I'd be so pissed.
You
Sounds
just
like a
don't
game
like
that
it.
would piss me off.
I know. I do, but it
Yeah.
just sounds so fun to me.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm excited, dude. I'm so excited. There's that shot in the trailer where the ship lines up and like docks with another ship and like interstellar ass docking where they kind of like have to meet in the same
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
orbit
And it
type
got a
thing.
little tube that
Yeah.
goes between the docking port, which is super cool.
James, let me talk about this real quick. Please talk me out of buying an Xbox Series S right now. I'm actually thinking about pulling the trigger on this. With 2 years of Game Pass too.
You want 4K?
I don't
You
know.
want 60 frames?
Here's the deal. I was looking
You
up
want the guaranteed 60?
I was looking up some comparisons yesterday on some stuff.
Yeah.
I know for a fact PlayStation 5 is going to be my main console. I'm going to play all my 4K
Okay.
60 games on there. So like
Mm-hmm.
having to take the cut to 1440 to me, I think it's okay for Starfield and Forza, you know? And like what else is going to come to Game Pass?
But those are gorgeous. I mean, Forza especially. That's a gorgeous game.
I know. You lose a little bit of detail. Truly, you do lose a little bit of detail.
You lose a lot of detail.
But I'll tell you what, it looks double as good as what my PC can do. Maybe triple as good. And so like, and it was
Shut up.
already
No way.
gorgeous. It was gorgeous on my PC.
There's no way it looks better than your PC.
Dude, it is.
Have you seen it on a Series S?
Just videos. I looked up 2060, my graphics card, to Xbox Series S comparisons kind of things. Oh, it looks better and it runs better, bro. You could get above 60 FPS on Forza in 1440, and I can like max out a 60 FPS on my, and it dips a little bit. So like, I know for a fact I do not need the Series X. Obviously, I want the Series X, but I think I think I'd be totally okay with the Series S. Like, I think it would work for me.
You know what? I think I would be too. For $200, solid controller, get it for $200.
I know. I think I'm gonna do it, James. I think I'm gonna do it. I don't see why not.
Wow.
Like, maybe I just, I don't know. I'll put a paycheck away for a couple weeks and just pay it off. You know what I mean? I think I might do it.
Yeah. I like controller first.
What? So,
Sell
oh
the
yeah,
controller first.
I'm not using the controller for anything right now. It was just for Halo and Forza, and I canceled Game Pass. And Halo.
See, I did the opposite.
What?
You wanted me to talk you out of buying an Xbox Series S?
Yeah.
I just confirmed you.
Dude, for $250 with Game Pass. Oh, that's crazy. That is so crazy.
I can't justify it right now. I just can't.
James, I bought the $100 Last of Us.
Yeah.
That is half an Xbox. I feel like I'm so stupid.
That is half an Xbox.
I'm so dumb.
That's crazy.
I needed that Steelbook, and I just went for it. I was in the heat of the moment. Do I regret it a little bit? Maybe. It's just the game. It's going to be a 10-hour game, 12-hour game with up-res.
Yep.
You
You played it before.
3 times. I've played it 3 times over. Yeah, I know how it goes. But I'm excited to see it. I can always cancel the pre-order too, but you know.
Yeah.
Maybe I just cancel it and then just get the Steelbook. Let's get to the next news story.
All right, we're gonna do a little countdown
Do you want
for
me to
you.
start this? Yeah, I'll start it.
Yeah, you start it. 3, a 2, a 1.
This week, PlayStation Plus has just launched their new subscription tiers. We have Essential, Extra, and Premium. And James, the big debate is it worth it? The Premium tier, the Extra tier, or the Essential tier? Tell me which one you're currently subscribed to. If you, first, let's give a rundown. Give a little rundown, James, about what these tiers' different offerings are.
PlayStation Essential. PlayStation Plus Essential. This is what you already have if you've been a PlayStation Plus subscriber for a while. You get your games a month. You get your discounts. You get all the other things that PlayStation Plus allows you to do historically, like play with friends. You get like in-game help,
couple
tips,
games a month,
like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Games per month, all those things. PlayStation Plus Extra. You get all of that. Plus on top of that, you get, do you get an extra game per month?
No, it's just
You don't get an extra game per month. You just get the library.
Yeah.
So you get the library of PlayStation, I don't know what they're called, just like of PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 games that they have available to you, the player. To as long as you're a subscriber, you can download them and play them on your PlayStation. That's how I got Death Stranding. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut is also on there.
So you upgraded?
I upgraded to
Extra.
Okay. I upgraded to Extra.
Yes.
And then on top of that is the PlayStation Plus Premium, which Vin subscribed to.
Yes.
And the PlayStation Plus Premium.
I'm not. We'll talk about that.
Oh, you are not.
I'm not subscribed to that yet. Yeah.
PlayStation Plus Premium is the step above, so in addition to everything that I just listed, you also have access to PlayStation 2, 3, and I think there's some PlayStation 1 classics on there?
Yeah, there's like Tekken from the PS1. It's
Yeah,
very
okay.
small. Yeah, the library for
So it's
that.
very small, but you have a small collection of both downloadable and streamable games. PlayStation 3 games are all streamable. The
Yes.
rest are downloadable, and they're going to be continuing to add to that library as time goes on. So you get
Yeah.
PlayStation 4, 5, 3, 2, and 1 games in that collection,
Plus some demos for certain games.
plus demos for certain games.
Yeah. Now, so James, tell me why you upgraded to the extra tier.
Upgraded to the extra tier because it fit my gaming preferences.
Sure.
I was talking to Gabe about this. Gabe is very much a completionist. He gets a game, he runs through a game, 100%s it, or completes it, puts it away onto the new game.
Sure.
I have ADHD. I'm much more
Bouncing.
sporadic in my gaming consumptions. I'm bouncy. I bounce around.
Yep.
I have certain tastes. I got that the go-go gamer juice. It tells me I need to play this game, and I
Yeah.
go and play that game.
Uh-huh.
And I say, you know what? I don't feel like playing that game. I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna move on over to another
Sure.
game. And so I wanted a subscription that tailored to that in me, a sort of like PlayStation Game Pass, if you will, where I can pick up and drop games as I please and
Yeah.
have a wide variety of games to do so. And there were games in that collection that didn't justify that I couldn't justify buying
Totally.
outright.
Yeah.
You know, like games like Ghost of Tsushima or Death Stranding that I said, I don't know if I'm going to really enjoy these games. I don't want to commit to paying a
Yeah.
hefty price tag, even on a sale, like a 35, 40 for Ghost of Tsushima
Yeah.
or like a 30 for Death Stranding. And that's $50 together. I don't want to pay $50.
You can get
I don't want
half
to
a
drop
year
50 on
for
these games.
$50, or more than half a year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Especially if I'm going to make a commitment to run through them.
Yes.
That's another thing. So I said, you know what? I think it's going to be worth it for me to, take advantage of a lot of these games and be able to dip into more than I usually would not be able to. Things that I've been thinking about, like, hey, like, oh, like for example, Hotline Miami 2. That was a game that I just like having.
Yeah.
I just like to jump into that game and run through a few rounds and have some fun and dip out, but I didn't want to pay for it.
Yeah.
And in another way I am paying for it, but in another way I'm not paying
Sure.
for it. So I wanted to have that on the side there for me to have access to, and that's why I upgraded.
Now tell me why the extra $2 a month was not worth it for you to go to premium.
Because at that point, I think it was just so much content that I would not be taking advantage of. There wasn't enough in those collections that I saw myself playing.
Sure. Absolutely. I think this is kind of where I'm at right now is I think that extra tier is great. I think the games library is big, and I can't wait to see what more they bring to it. I think premium has a lot of room for growth, which is cool too. They could surprise you with some new offerings every month, which they say. I mean, every month on the podcast, we talk about, coming to Xbox Game Pass. We have like 10 games we usually list or something like that.
Yep.
That's going to be happening to PlayStation Plus. They have to. They don't have a choice. They have to be doing that. They've promised it, And so then I might see myself upgrading. But right now I have so much that I do own that is in my backlog where it's like, I could pay for this right now, but I don't know if I'll jump between games right now. So I'm going to wait until that time when I do feel like I can and subscribe. And I would subscribe for the year. Like if I really think so, because if I really think I'm going to use it, because it is a lot cheaper. You're spending like half as much money or something like that by not paying monthly. But I would check if you have PlayStation right now and you already subscribe to the Essential tier, you can see how much it is to upgrade your account until your next billing cycle. And that's a cheaper thing. Like for my next billing cycle, it's in September. So for $17 right now, I can upgrade to premium until September, which yes, it's just a couple months, but that might be worth it for me to check out a couple games and see if I want to continue that. So that's a great option that they offer. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's your preference for playing games will decide if you upgrade or not. I don't think it's a bad offering. I don't recommend not upgrading, you know what I mean? But just, it depends on how you play games. Yeah.
Right. Especially if going to that premium tier, if you really enjoy classics and there are games like, oh, I wish I could go back and play this. Or if there was a lot of games that you like missed out on, I don't know if they have the catalog to justify that sort of, oh, I want to go back and play these games that I missed out on. Some of them are in there.
Yeah.
But if you really want that experience, like you're really into classic games and say there's a month where I'm like, I want to go back and I want to play all the games that I missed.
Yeah.
That I missed out on growing up. I don't think the catalog is there is there yet for that sort of player.
I don't think so either.
But at one point, I think it might be.
Yeah.
But I think at that point, if I had that thing, I would just upgrade for the month
Yes.
or
Yeah.
whatever, and then go and do that. It's more this where I'd like to chill in the extra lane,
Hmm.
and then if there's some promising games in the premium tier, I would upgrade maybe for the month
Yeah.
and then
Right.
go back to my year-long PlayStation Extra
Right.
subscription.
Which is really not that much more expensive than the other one. It's $20 more, correct, for the entire year, I think.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. So yes, if you're looking for something where a lot of offerings on games you've missed, games you want to catch up on, and things like that, extra might definitely be the tier for you.
Do you think premium needs more features to justify the price?
No, I just think it's thin on the features that it has. I think people want premium to have day one games. I think that would be a
I
gigantic
think
selling
that
point.
would be a great selling point.
Yeah, we already know Jim Ryan said they don't need to do that. That's what they said because they're like, we have enough people buying our PlayStation games. We don't need to offer them on day one. I don't know. I'd like the
I
day
know. I
one.
think that's why Game Pass is competitive.
Right. But this is why I like owning the first party games. Like specifically the first party games. I have a lot of them, not all of them. But I like collecting the steelbooks so much. And so like that would not it's cheaper. It would be cheaper to do premium.
I think you're in the minority.
I am. I totally am. You're
on
right.
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think for a vast majority of audiences, I don't think like for me, I'm hitting like a sort of like minimalism thing where like I don't want to own shit. Like I hate taking physical media with me when I travel.
Dude, Series S is for you.
I'm packing up, I'm going to NYU.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm trying to take one, maybe two suitcases. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna get all my shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, man, I don't want to have to worry about buying 3, 4, 5 games that I could otherwise have access to on
digital
PlayStation Extra.
100%. I totally hear you. But guys, let us know what you're subscribing to or if you're not subscribing at all. We appreciate it. Thank you for watching. If you want to watch this entire podcast, you become a member right here on the channel or check it out for free on audio platforms. It should say it right above our heads right here. Thanks for checking out Strictly Casual. And if you want to check out all of our Summer Games Fest and Xbox Conference stuff, you can check it out on the channel right now. Appreciate you guys. See you next time.
Peace.
Great vid.
We're good. Great vid.
Moving on. We are at 47 minutes for the podcast, James. 47 minutes. We got to cook through the rest of this. Gran Turismo is coming out. The movie. Okay. And we got a little more details on this, which makes it more interesting to me. This is from Neil Blomkamp, who did, Chappie, District 9, movies like that. Very interesting for him to do the Gran Turismo movie. This comes from Deadline. Sony has set a date for August 11th, 2023. So next August. And the updated logline for the film is this. It's based on a true story. The film is the ultimate wish fulfillment tale of a teenage Gran Turismo player whose gaming skills won a series of Nissan competitions to become an actual professional race car driver. That's fascinating.
It's kind of like what's that old 80s movie about Last Starfighter? That's what it's called.
Last Starfighter. Have I seen Last Starfighter?
It's about a kid who plays this gaming cabinet, this arcade machine of like a space, like kind of like a Space Invaders type game, and he does so well and he like breaks the records, and so he gets recruited by this like
wait, it's
like
called
Space
what
Army.
again?
The Last Starfighter.
The Last Starfighter? Crap, why can't I find it? Is it Spaces?
1984.
The Last
Starfighter. Starfighter is one word.
I'm looking on Letterboxd right now for this. Oh, I see it. Oh, I totally know what you're talking about now. I just needed to see the alien guy with the turtle head. That's what I needed.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, cool concept. I think that could be cool. I don't know. Neil Blomkamp's a very interesting director for this. I don't know. I'm sure he has a lot to bring to the table, but it's not his usual sci-fi.
I'm a Neil Blomkamp shill.
I like his stuff.
I'm immediately interested because I like his style in which he makes movies.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to it. Does the premise grab me? Not necessarily, but I think it could be a really cool take for a video game movie.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be pretty feel good. I think this sounds like a feel good movie to me.
I think it'll be pretty feel good. Yeah.
Sometimes you need those.
Which I think is needed for this genre of game movies because they always take themselves so damn seriously.
Right. Yeah.
Even for a game like Free Guy, in which it's a comedy.
Yeah.
it takes the gaminess of it very serious.
Right. Yes. Yeah, Free Guy was
So I
interesting.
think we need less gamey game movies.
Yeah. This will be. I'm interested to see this. I'm excited. I hope it's great. Wish him the best.
Yeah, me too.
What do we got next?
We have a little brief show wrap up from the Capcom showcase, as this was yesterday.
Yeah, 2 days ago. Yeah, yesterday.
2 days ago. Yesterday, 2 days ago. Cool. Just some brief things worth mentioning. We got Resident Evil DLC with a third-person mode and new animations. Mercenaries. What is Mercenaries?
It's their multiplayer in Resident Evil Village. Didn't know they had that.
Okay. Mercenaries gets new stages and characters, and Shadow of Rose is a new story campaign. It's fully third person. You can play as Letty Dimitrescu.
But you can play the entire Resident Evil Village in third person mode now. That's crazy.
Which is really interesting.
Especially, yeah. I feel like there's so
really
much that
interested to see how that
relies
works.
on first person in that game. Especially the hands getting chopped off and everything like that. I don't know.
I want to play this game so bad.
Me too, but I gotta finish 7, and I'm too scared to finish 7, which means I'm gonna be too scared to finish 8. So
I'm so close to finishing 7.
it's
And I was about to finish it the other day, but I got pissed off because I couldn't
dude.
get the PS5 version. It was a $20 upgrade.
It does really play in
I
30 frames, and it
that.
feels 30 frames. Yeah, I'm in the swamp now in 7. I made it through the house and did all that, but
Yeah.
I
I love the design of that game though. I'm gonna gush on Resident Evil 7 real quick.
Yeah,
It's such a good horror game. Just the way that NPCs move
yeah,
when you're not there
yeah,
is so eerie. I love the way they have the AI set.
yeah. It's a freaky
A lot of
game.
great jump scares.
Yeah,
It's just so good. Really, really good. It completely blew me away. This Resident Evil Village DLC is out on October 28th.
yes.
In addition, we got a new Exo Primal trailer, lots of new screenshots and videos and mechas and such. I watched a 15-minute long gameplay demo of Exo Primal, and let me just say the trailer that was shown did not do it justice.
Oh, good.
Yes. Looked like a fun PlayStation Plus game
Sure.
that you would jump in for a month with your friends.
Yep.
And it looks like, are you familiar at all with the Earth Defense Force games?
No.
Basically like a lot of enemies, and it's you and your buds like just
Yeah.
taking out enemies.
Great.
And you can switch between these mechs mid-game.
Oh,
There's a menu, and you can literally switch, so you can do like team compositions
I like that.
mid-game.
Mhm.
And there's like a little in-between thing when you're like out of the suit and you're like kind of
Yeah.
naked,
Yeah, sure.
and you're like trying to fight for your life until your next suit like
Oh, that's
deploys
cool.
or comes on.
Yeah.
You can play as dinosaurs.
Love that. In
It's
Exo
pretty
Primal?
cool. It doesn't look really, yeah,
Okay,
it didn't look really fun
sure.
to play as a dinosaur, unfortunately. It looked pretty repetitive in terms of combat, but there's this moment where there's a triceratops that
Yeah.
comes out of this portal, and there's a big dude, and he has the big shield, the Reinhardt looking dude,
Mhm.
and he just fucking, the triceratops comes right at him, and he like stops it.
Nice. That's dope.
It was fucking cool.
Okay.
There's some cool moments in there,
I'll watch the
but for the
gameplay.
most part, I think it's gonna be like a deep sail, like
Sure.
let's all buy this and jump in, and
Okay.
it might be fun.
Cool.
In addition, Dragon's Dogma video case coming today,
Yeah.
day of recording,
In
June
about
16th.
4 hours.
We're hoping for Dragon's Dogma 2 or Dragon's Dogma remake / remastered because not enough people played that game.
Yeah.
Aria Verse is coming October 28th. Finn, what is this?
RE versus the multiplayer game that they're doing that's free to play, and it's all the characters from everything, and it's like Dead by Daylight, but RE. Do you remember we saw a trailer for this?
No, I don't remember.
We were bashing on it pretty hard when it was at a showcase. Maybe last year. It was like last year's Summer Games
Yeah.
Fest. Damn, feels like yesterday when we were shitting on it. But it's coming out.
All right.
No.
Best of luck.
Yeah.
And then lastly, Resident Evil 7, 2, and 3 get next gen patches, which are available now. They're free on PlayStation on PlayStation and Xbox if you own the game.
Yes.
If you own the PlayStation Plus version of Resident Evil 7, you do not get the PlayStation 5 upgrade.
They said no
That
free cloud.
includes
They said no free cloud.
no free cloud.
Yeah.
This includes 4K and high frame rate, ray tracing, and 3D audio.
Yes. Which is very cool.
Enjoy, kids.
Enjoy. But it's time for a new segment that we've been doing the last couple of weeks called A Grain of Salt. And this is the new rumor this week is that we are getting a Nintendo Direct at the end of June, and it is a big Nintendo Direct. A big
I
one.
hope so. They need one.
This comes from Video Games Chronicle. During a recent Twitch stream in which she was reacting to the Xbox Bethesda showcase, Sony Santa Monica writer and former games journalist Alana Pierce stated that...
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show, right? Exactly. We're in the same video as her on YouTube. Pretty epic. So Alana Pierce says that the next Nintendo Direct is coming on June 29th. She was asked by a viewer if the Nintendo Direct had been announced, to which she replied no. But I believe there is a Nintendo Direct coming on the 29th, to which she looks at her notes on her phone and she's like, yes, there is definitely a Nintendo Direct June 29th. And she says the Pierce's comments match with what Video Game Chronicle has been told, that Nintendo's planning a Direct. I put the Twitch clip here because I think how she says it is interesting. She reads the person, like I could probably play the clip and we could get audio of it, like if we would like. I think that'd be interesting. Should we give that a shot? Yeah, let's give that a shot.
Let's give that a shot.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I actually have to. This will be interesting. I'm gonna see if this works. I need to change the audio
a good test run.
Out to. I might not be able to do this. Oh no, I could. But James, it'll echo. It's gonna echo. So I'll ask that we don't.
I heard it here first. Let me check.
I'm playing it.
It is.
I'm playing it right now. Okay.
Maybe you need to mute your mic.
No, it would be you echo. So because
I'll mute my mic.
Okay. You won't be able to hear it though. You just have to watch the clip on your end. I can't share it and do both.
I see.
That kind of thing.
I see.
So I'm just gonna play the audio real quick. Here we go. Ready? All right. She's looking at her notes, and she says
29th. Yeah, June 29th, Nintendo Direct. It's not technically a leak because Nintendo didn't tell me, which is how I make that call. But it's also I'm not leaking anything that's in it, which is what I think is shitty.
So she says, that is what someone at Nintendo told me, but I'm not leaking it because it was someone telling me or something like that. And then she's not saying anything that's in the Direct because that would be leaking it. So I don't understand. But
I didn't hear anything she said. I don't know where my audio went.
All good.
I didn't hear it.
Well, we could watch it later. That's all. So yeah,
Okay.
That's it. That's the rumor watch. So I'm sure before we post this, they'll announce that we have a stupid Nintendo Direct, and then it'll be old news or something like that. That's how it works. That's how it works around here.
Every time.
Random fun stuff.
Random fun stuff. Favorite part of the show.
Everybody's favorite
Stories
part of the show.
Everybody's favorite part of the show. Yep. Love random fun stuff.
Hit me.
Zone Frontiers will take up to 20 to 30 hours to finish. 100% takes twice as much time.
So,
people still really don't like this game.
I saw someone like recreate a screenshot in like what it should look like. Like it should look very bright and fun, and this game looks very drab and dark. You know what I mean? And it was it was cool. I saw that screenshot and I was like, damn, they really missed with the design. The future of Assassin's Creed will be revealed this September during a special event, September 22nd. We also missed an Assassin's Creed live stream in which they announced that they were doing Assassin's Creed Valhalla roguelite, and it's free for everybody, and it runs just like Valhalla, but it's a roguelite thing you can play with your friends. Could be cool. I don't know.
I guess.
Might be.
I don't really like the way Assassin's Creed Valhalla feels.
Nope. It could be fun with friends. I don't know. The bosses are kind of cool in that game.
Sure.
They get interesting. So I don't know. Roguelike could be fun. I don't know.
Maybe. Persona 3, 4, and 5 are also coming to PlayStation 5 and Steam in addition to Xbox.
Yeah. Square Enix has announced a celebration broadcast for Final Fantasy VII's 25th anniversary on June 16th, which is also today, as of recording.
Neon White launches today.
With good chatter? I didn't see reviews.
Great chatter.
Yeah.
Oh my god, great chatter. People fucking love this game. I was talking to Gabe about it yesterday. Kotaku review says Neon White really is as good as everyone says.
Damn.
Game Informer, Neon White review. Holy hell. Rock Paper Shotgun speedrunning is a heavenly delight in oh fuck, where'd it go?
It's on Steam and Switch.
It is a heavenly delight in Neon White.
I don't want to play this on Switch. I would have to get it on Steam.
It's on Steam too.
But it's $23. It's $23. And it's like, dude, gaming is so expensive. It's really hard to stay on top of all this stuff. It's really tough.
People love this game.
I would love to play it. I almost bought it yesterday off just a whim. I'm glad I didn't. Though.
I knew this game was gonna be good.
It looks really cool.
Yeah. The style is just so cool.
Yeah. Gaming is expensive. It's so expensive.
I don't have an income.
But guys, thanks so much for watching episode 117. We're going to wrap this up at almost perfectly an hour here, which is pretty nice. Pretty much target.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah. We're at 59 minutes, 59:50 right now. James, any closing words you have for the people for episode 117?
If there's anyone out here who wants to fund my education at NYU for planning, please let me know. They gave me no money.
That's what you said last week too. So you must be really desperate for this.
I'm so desperate. I emailed like 3 people asking for money, and they said sorry.
Keep asking. Might as well. We'll see. We'll see. Guys, thank you so much for watching episode 117. We will see you next week for 118. Please check out our other videos that we have out this week. We had a lot of fun. Appreciate you guys. See you next time.
Love you guys.
Bye-bye.